Here's an example of how you can save money when you're doing your shopping. Now, this is a Boston rump roast, and it was purchased in March. At that time, I paid $1.17 per pound for it. This roast totaled 19.68 pounds, and it cost me a total of $23.03. I was able to cut this into 4 very nice size roasts. And on top of that, I freeze wrapped it. Do this on 4, so I did this in April, and it's almost July. But this was one really huge piece of pork roast. Whenever possible, I will buy meat in really large portions, and then I'll cut them up, and I save money that way. Filmed it. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna film this dish for you guys. I will show you as I go along, okay? So this is how you can freeze wrap, and that way it'll last you for a long time. Now, I wouldn't want to take this and just put it in a freezer bag and put it in the refrigerator. This way I know, look how it, as you can tell, look at that. It's still red, still looks fresh. If it was in a freezer bag, it would be discolored. So we're gonna let that thaw out, and then we're gonna do a nice little recipe with it, okay? How you doing? This evening, it is rather late at night. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. And I thought I'll start preparing my dinner for tomorrow. Yes, dinner for tomorrow at almost 10 o'clock at night. What I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm going to put a pork butt roast in the crock pot. So this will save, you know, it's hot summertime. And I know a lot of times you don't want heavy meals during the summer, but sometimes you do want a really nice meal. And I really love pork butt. But I don't want to have my oven going for a couple of 2 or 3 hours. And I just want to show you guys really quickly some of the things that I'm going to be using to prepare this meal. I'm going to be using some chicken stock. I love chicken stock. I've used it in a lot of things. I'm going to use fresh garlic. We're going to have a juice, ranch dressing, and I'm going to put in some Lipton onion soup. This is very similar to the Mississippi pot roast, only without the peppers and all of that. But I'm going to make it, hopefully make a nice gravy using the ranch dressing and the juice and the chicken stock. So now the roast that I'm going to be using, as you can see, this beautiful piece of meat here. I'm going to cut it out of here. This is a shrink wrap meat that I did back in April. And look how beautiful and red this still is. I pulled it out of the freezer earlier today, and I let it thaw out. So I'm going to cut this out and wash, after I get through knocking everything over. I'm going to cut this out of here. I'm going to wash it really good, and then I'm going to put it in our crock pot, and I'll show you where we're going to go from there, okay? Okay, so stay tuned. It's all washed and it's ready to go. I'm going to take it out because I want you to see it, how beautiful it is. Look at this nice, beautiful piece of meat. What I'm going to do now is I've got a little knife, and I'm just going to go around here, and I'm just going to punch a bunch of holes in here, okay? Can you see that? Actually, you know what? I'm going to take it out of here and put it in something else. Okay, so here's the beautiful, beautiful piece of meat that we're going to be working with, guys. And I've gone around in a lot of spots and I've just punched holes in it. Just punch holes. And what you're going to do with the garlic is you're going to take the garlic, you're going to find a hole and just press it in there. Just find, you know, wherever you put your holes, you take your garlic and just press it in. That's all you have to do with this part of it. Just press it in. That's a bone there, so go there. We're gonna press this garlic in there. And that way, you'll have that garlic flavor all the way throughout your meat, not just on the surface, but it'll permeate all the way down inside of your meat. It's a very good way to get that really good garlic flavor. So I've got about, you know, 1 whole clove of garlic. You can never have too much garlic, right? That's what I say anyway. You can never have too much garlic. And we all love garlic in the house here. So it's gonna be all good. Just press it in as far down in there as you can get it, because you want that garlic flavor to be all the way throughout your meat, as far in there as you can get it. Just press it in. Make your little slit and then just press it in. Now, I'm not going to season this. Usually when I put it in the oven, I season it. I've got a couple of little pieces of garlic left. I'll just put them in the bottom up there. Now, I'm gonna take my meat. What I love about the food storage shrink wrapping, your meat stays so nice and fresh. If I had just put this in a freezer bag and placed it in the oven, it would actually be brown now. The color of that meat would be brown. But as you can see, the color of this meat is very nice and red. Very nice. You can't beat the food storage bags. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a little, I just kind of eyeball, guys. I'm adding a little chicken broth, okay? I don't know how much that was. I just kind of guess at it. And then I'm going to put in my jus. I'm just going to sprinkle it in. Sprinkle it, sprinkle it, sprinkle it like that. Okay? And then next, we're going to do our, oh, that smells really good, our ranch dressing. Just going to sprinkle that in also. Just sprinkle that in, the ranch. That's going to help thicken it up and make a nice gravy along with the juice. That's seasoning it really well, guys. And then the last thing that I'm going to put on here is a little a little Lipton onion soup. So now I've got my onion and I've got a lot of flavors. And you know, Lipton onion soup has a pretty salty flavor to it. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't add any seasonings, because you don't want to over season. And the juice is kind of salty, and you know, so now we're going to just sprinkle this in there. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to add a little more. I know it's going to make some gravy on its own. It always does, but I'm going to add a little more chicken broth because I think I'm going to make mashed potatoes with it, and I want a lot of nice gravy to go on it. So I'm not going to blend this in. If you notice, I didn't cover. I want that right on top of my meat. And I'm going to put this in the crock pot. I'm going to start it out on high until I, get ready to retire for the night. Then I'll put it on low, and I'm going to let it cook slow all night long. That's what we're going to do. My crock pot here on the counter. I have it on high, all nice and plugged in. And that's all we're going to do. We're just going to let it sit here, let it cook. Easy peasy, right? So I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Remember that pork roast that we put on last night? It is about 6:30 in the morning. About 6:30 in the morning. And I cooked it on low. Sorry about that. Cooked it on low all night. And remember when I put the seasoning packets on, I just let it lay on top. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now I'm just gonna, do this. That looks so good. That's overnight. That's how easily you can make a beautiful, beautiful meal. That is overnight. No hassles, no oven. Just put it in your crock pot. Okay guys, come on. I told you soon as I get out here, didn't I tell you I was going to start eating? When I tell you this pork roast, look at that. Look at that. You don't need any teeth to eat this, I'm telling you. It is delicious.